Hello, guys. Welcome to yet another episode of the Unnamed Podcast. And of course, I am your host, Akash, aka Evil Monkey. Well, the Unnamed Podcast हर सैटरडे को आता है आपके पास और इस पॉडकास्ट में मैं बात करता हूँ कुछ ऐसे अमेजिंग पर्सनालिटीज़ के साथ जिन्होंने अपनी लाइफ में तो सुपर्ब काम किया ही है, साथ ही साथ वो और लोगों के लिए भी सुपर्ब काम कर रहे हैं। और मेरी आज की जो गेस्ट है, शी इज़ वन ऑफ the leading faces in motorcycling in India, or well, right now she's not in India anymore, but yes, everybody who has been into motorcycling, especially into cross country rallying and adventure riding and Royal Enfield motorcycling, they all know her name. Her name is Sara Kashyap and I know her for the past लगा लो 6-7 साल से, and she is a superb person to know and an amazing brand ambassador for women who want to get into motorcycling riding. And well, आज हम उनसे बात करेंगे, gonna discuss about her journey in motorcycling, in cross country rallying, and of course how she went all the way to Dubai to pursue her love for adventure motorcycling. So without any further ado, let's go and talk to Sara Kashyap on the Unnamed Podcast. Hello, Sara. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. Thank you.
It's been long. It's been, I think, like the last time I interviewed, I think मैंने तुम्हें interview किया 2013.
Yeah, you met me. I think we met in Delhi. Gurgaon, was
Exactly.
it? Gurgaon, yes.
Yeah.
That's right. How you been?
I've been good, yeah. I've been good. How you been? How is life treating you in Dubai, abhi?
Fantastic. Couldn't have been better. I've had some fantastic experiences and it's been great. Dubai has
Same.
treated me really well. Yeah, must say.
That's nice. You're fitting like a glove there, right?
Yeah, I hope so.
सही है. So चलो, let's start the whole thing with a very cliched question, यार. कि like I know, मतलब people might have asked you like thousands and millions of times जितनी बार तुमने किसी को interview दिया या like whenever you had a word with anybody, कि like what inspired you to get into motorcycling?
I think a more appropriate question would be what inspired me to get into racing, because motorcycling was never as such. I didn't plan to get into it. It was something that I enjoyed always.
Okay.
You know, it's like when you're growing older and you play certain kind of sports and all that. So it was more like, you know, getting my hand on a motorcycle, and I always used to enjoy it. So as such, I don't think anything inspired me as such, but I think the first time I rode a motorbike, I thought, oh, this is good. This is much better than riding a kinetic or a scooty as such. This is fun, and you know, I can do more. And so I think that way I was always interested in riding a bike over, you know, anything else.
Or what age did you start? कौन सी age में did you started
16.
riding?
I was 16 years old when I sneaked a ride on my bike, brother's bike.
सही. Which was कौन सी bike थी वो?
Well, I mean, actually, my brother had a street bike, so he had a Bajaj Caliber that he used to take to school, and you know, he used to go for his tuitions and all that, and he was older than me, so he had a proper license and all that. I had a learner's license, so he taught me how to ride the bike, and then I would always pick up the keys when he wouldn't be watching, and I'll just sneak a little ride when he won't be watching me. And I was never a sister to him, so I was always like a younger brother that he hated because I would steal his clothes and all that. So and his bike.
Sahi. So like you said, like the question should be what inspired you to get into racing.
Yes.
So कैसे racing कैसे start करी? Like how did it all started for you?
So so that's more appropriate. I mean, when I really think about it, that 2015 was the first time I entered into a rally as such, the Sajoba rally in Chandigarh. And so I was working for Royal Enfield in 2014. So I joined the factory back in 14. And so almost a year, and people that I was working with were all ex-rallyists, and they were accomplished. They are still very accomplished riders. And, you know, so that's really what inspired me also, that, you know what, I want to get into this league of riders, and they're so confident in in just taking the bikes to different terrains and all of that. And I just thought, okay, maybe if I push myself a little bit and get some more experience of, riding against the time and just riding in competitive environment, maybe I'll learn a lot more. So that's when I signed up for Sajoba, and I was terrible. I mean, I was absolutely, I probably forced myself or dragged myself to the finish. I was the last one. Probably I was delaying the whole rally. They were waiting for me to finish. And so I was really bad. And the same year, I had the audacity to sign up for Raid the Himalaya in 2015. Oh, wow. So I was like, as much terrible as I must have been in Sajoba, but, let's just give it a shot. Let's give Raid a shot and see how terrible I am at that. And maybe I'll just finish it somehow.
Right.
So that's when I did it. And I think, so that's what, and those two rallies, I just realized that, this was my calling and I absolutely enjoyed it. And I thought, if there is something that will keep me going for the rest of my life, when, apart from my, we all get stuck in this 9-to-5 job routine to pay bills, so I was doing that, I am still doing that. But I think if there is one thing you look forward to when you're not working, and if it's something that gives you that drive, and so that was for me, I think, rallying. And I thought that's something I would enjoy for the rest of my life. So I kind of found my calling there.
Interesting. And like, which is your favorite terrain to like basically ride in or race in or do adventure sports in? Like, is it like, do you like the mountains or do you like the deserts?
I'm a mountain girl. I'm so much a mountain girl. I love mountains. I love the twisties. Something happens to me as soon as I hit the twisties, and I go crazy. I want to knee drag and whatnot, and I just go a bit mad. And I try to. I mean, I've never been able to knee drag as such on an Enfield, but scrape my foot pegs for sure. But
definitely.
But yeah, I mean, I think I totally enjoy the mountains. But I also, I love off-road. I absolutely hate straight plain roads, highways. I can't do them anymore. I sleep, and so I hate them. So I mean, I don't ride much. I've never actually ridden in Dubai except the desert. I've not ridden on the highways, and I don't have a Dubai motorcycle license. I have a 4-wheeler license, but I don't have a motorcycle license here because I just don't fancy riding on a straight, plain highway. And yes, but I must say that I have fallen in love with riding in sand as well lately.
Right.
And the more I've explored the desert, I think it's just so calming, and it's like the rules are absolutely opposite. When you're riding the desert, I mean, it's like the faster you go, more stable you are.
Exactly.
So, little things, and like, well, this is fun, and there's no traffic, and
exactly,
you can go as fast as you can, really. So it's been fun, and I've totally enjoyed the desert races over the years that I've done. But it took me a while, to be honest, to kind of get a hang of riding in the sand. And it wasn't easy to start with. I used to be really scared of, say, even opening up my throttle and shifting gears and going on a higher gear. I used to be really scared of doing all that. And I used to use my clutch and whatnot. So I used to burn my clutch all the time riding in the desert. But I think I've improved so much over the last few years. It's amazing.
Correct. And one more thing, like, you're the only female, you are the first female rider to ever completed Raid the Himalayas and Desert Storm rallies. So like now when you look back at what you have done and what are you doing right now, like what is the gulf of difference do you find in your riding style, and as a person, how it has changed you?
Oh, my riding style has changed dramatically. I think from my first ever rally, from my first raid, to even my second raid and to my fourth raid, I saw so much of difference and an improvement, and that's what also drives me. That there is so much room for improvement that I can't give up. I have got so much to learn, and that was one reason when I actually decided to move to Dubai. 2018 December, so about a year and a half ago. When I decided to move to Dubai, I actually thought that, this is a great place. It's a, land of opportunities for me, and I'll be able to learn a lot more. I'll be able to ride more. So I'm a sucker for learning new things, and I'm never going to stop even when I'm 90. So I will try and learn more skills as
Cool.
old as I get. But yes, I would definitely say that looking back from where I started, I think I've come a long way, and I've been impressed seeing the journey, and I've been impressed seeing the performance. But
Mm-hmm.
I still feel there's a long way to go, and I can't rest on my laurels. And I feel I've not achieved anything, to be honest, in all humility.
That's too
but
that's too humble. That's too humble from
but
you.
I haven't really. I mean, I'm far from. I mean, I can't even stand a chance against a 5-year-old who rides a trials bike in Europe somewhere.
Mm.
So we don't have those kind of skills.
Right.
And I think the better we understand this, the more we will try hard as as Indian riders on an
Mhm.
international platform to get better. But if we just keep thinking that, oh, we know it all,
Mm.
then that's
Exactly.
not going to take us anywhere.
Exactly, very true. And like now that you have done off-roading in India and now you're doing more of off-roading in Dubai, which is like more of an open place for people from different countries also to come and
Yes.
experience off-roading. So what is the difference that you find in like what the culture for off-roading here in India is, and what is the culture that other countries like Dubai and like other countries in Europe have as far as adventure sports and adventure motorcycling happens?
Yes, I mean, I'm before Dubai. I've lived in England as well, so I've been in England for 6 years,
Mhm.
and I haven't ridden there at all. But I mean, I've been in touch with friends who've been riding, and the culture is huge. It's a huge difference, really. I mean, you see 5-year-olds getting into 4-year-olds, rather, or maybe I don't know, less.
Mhm.
Kids really starting at an early age and
Mhm.
building their skills more than anything
Yeah.
else. And so it's not about going fast. It's about even a monkey can go fast in a straight line, as they say. So,
Exactly.
so it is about building your skills and how you can handle different terrains properly, and how you can handle uh, you know situations which you've not really planned for. That only comes with more saddle time. So I am pretty late, to be honest,
Mhm.
and I am
Mhm.
very well aware of that fact. So I'm not going to say that, oh, I'm going to win the Dakar one day, or I'm not going to say I'm win the MotoGP one day, or whatever.
Mhm.
Because I mean, I never started at that age. All I
Right.
can do is try and finish
Exactly.
well, and
Exactly.
be memorable, so that they remember that there was a little girl riding a big motorcycle in the desert, and with skill. So I think that's the only thing I can aim for, and
Yeah.
that's what I am. That's what my goal has always been, and it still is, that I just want to ride well, and uh, you know not make basically not make myself a laughing stock, and rather inspire some people regardless of height and weight and whatever what people generally think is a
Exactly.
limitation. I just
Exactly.
want to prove that actually nothing is limitation. It's all up in your head.
That's okay. And like one more thing that you said that like you are not a very big build girl, and that's actually true. But
You met
like when
me.
you I have met you and I've seen you. So, but फिर भी यार ये होता है ना कि like when you're picking up motorcycling and especially when you talk about adventure motorcycling, so एक दिमाग में there is in the back of your mind there's always like would I be able to do it or not? And like you have surpassed that thing, but there are many people and especially women who want to get into this, especially Indian women. So like what would you would like to tell to them ki, like how should they approach as far as not even adventure motorcycling but motorcycling goes?
Well, I think I mean, I have a few mantras I can share.
Mm-hmm.
First one is shed the ego. So that's the biggest thing. Shed the ego. You need to understand first that you need to learn a lot. All of us do.
Correct.
Even I do. And
Mm.
so that's step one. So once you made up your mind that you really want to learn something, and you want to
Mm.
develop some skills
Mm.
around a certain this is a machine we are talking about. So yes, there are
Yeah.
certain skills you can develop about how to climbing and the bike, or
Mm.
picking up the bike, or putting it on a center stand, and even if
Right.
you've fallen in an angle on up the hill or something. So it just changes completely. So even if you can pick up your bike in plains, for example, you may not be able to pick up a bike on a slope, and it's really difficult. So little things that you can learn, and we are in a digital age right now. There are lots of lessons on YouTube actually. So
Exactly.
you can just learn so much and try and see what works for you and what doesn't work for you. Never follow anything blindly, because
Correct.
if something works for somebody, it may not work for you at all.
Correct.
So I mean, I've figured out over the years what works for me and what doesn't. So when I started racing, there used to be, so many people would just come up to me and say, "Oh, why don't you ride smaller bikes where you can reach the ground?" But actually, the fact is, there is not even one bike where my feet reaches the ground. Then what?
Right.
Should I stop riding? No. I'd rather ride something heavy in that case.
Right.
It gives me more stability. And the weight, in a lot of ways, helped me because I'm not big myself. So I have my own logic about things and how things work for me and my weight and my height. And that comes with, I think that comes with practice. So women also need to kind of stop listening to what people say and don't take permissions as such. Just do what you want to do, rather than who is anybody to give you permission to go and do something. Yes, it's good to take advice, as I've been told.
Exactly.
but maybe not permission. I don't take permission from anybody to do something. If I want to go around riding alone on my motorcycle all around India, I wouldn't take anybody's permission. I'll pack and go. So
Correct. True. And one more thing, like now you are working as a consultant, I think in a risk consultant company. So how did that transition happen? Like from being a professional adventure motorcyclist and then like going for a 9 to 5 job. So how was the transition and how difficult it is for you to do that transition?
Not 9 to 5, it's 8 to 6.
8 to 6, okay.
Yeah. So, but anyway, it's been great. I mean, I've learned a lot, and the transition just happened by chance. I must say, I was spotted. I used to work for Royal Enfield in Dubai, and I happened to meet a friend who said to me, "What are you doing here?" And when I told him I'm actually an MBA in finance, and he kind of recommended me to this company, and I cleared my interviews, and so it happened. It was fantastic that how you meet people through motorcycles.
Exactly.
And some people, they see the potential in you and they want to give you a shot at having I was enjoying the automotive industry, but I must say I wasn't really growing much. So I was, I was interested in getting into a new industry altogether and maybe learn something more.
Correct.
So this happened and it's been fantastic, and I think life is going to go uphill or
cool.
From here. Yeah, it's all up.
That's nice. And are you planning to do any big rides in the near future? I know because of the COVID and the lockdown and everything, like I think for this whole year people might not be able to do very long rides, but are you planning to do some like in the near future or maybe in the far future?
Well, I am planning. I would love to ride to Himalayas this year. So around September or October, depending when the flights open up and when everything is allowed.
Right.
And apart from that, I'm also planning to do a little. So it's been a long time. I've ridden all around India, but never in one go, as such. Right. So I've ridden when I was in Chennai. I would go to Bangalore on my bike. I would just go to Goa on my bike. I'd go to Kanyakumari on my bike. But I've never done it in one go as such. So I would love to do an all India ride in just one go and by myself, and so that's something I really want to do, including Northeast, which I've never been to. Right. And so that's a big ride that I would love to do at some point of time. I'm not sure when, but let's see. We are in uncertain times right now. We have no idea what's going to happen, so.
Exactly. And any message you want to give to any young riders who might be listening to the show right now, especially girls?
Well, as I said, just start. And motorcycling in itself is a great way of learning life skills. it just teaches you so much about yourself and teaches you so much about the world, and you get to meet different kind of people, and you get to go and see different places, and you get that confidence that probably no other sport or no other means of transport will give you ever. You will feel that if you can handle this, you can handle anything in life, and no problem will look too big. And
Right.
that's what I've always learned from motorcycling. And I mean, it has taught me things like one corner at a time, so I don't think far ahead. I just think about one thing at a time, one corner at a time, and don't worry yourself, don't worry too much about things and little things in life that I've learned from motorcycling. So I think it's a great sport. So young people should get into motorcycles and enjoy it as a means of transport, enjoy it as a sport if you fancy it, and and I think you will grow as a person anyway.
Exactly. Well, on that note, thank you very much, Sarah, for coming on the Unnamed podcast and like talking to me once again.
Absolutely, pleasure. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you.
I hope we all come out of this stronger.
सो वेल आई होप कि आपको ये एपिसोड ऑफ द अननेम पॉडकास्ट बहुत अच्छा लगा एंड यू लव द कॉन्वर्सेशन विद सारा कश्यप एंड इफ यू डिड वेल आप इस पॉडकास्ट को फॉलो कर सकते हैं वेयर एवर यू आर गेटिंग अ पॉडकास्ट एट एंड ऑफ कोर्स इफ यू आर लिसनिंग टू दिस पॉडकास्ट ऑन माई यूट्यूब चैनल ईवल मंकी व्लॉग्स तो चैनल को सब्सक्राइब जरूर कीजिएगा एंड ऑफ कोर्स डोंट फॉरगेट टू हिट द बेल आइकन टू गेट मोर नोटिफिकेशंस इन द फ्यूचर। वेल मैं आपसे मिलूंगा नेक्स्ट सैटरडे एक और अमेजिंग पर्सनालिटी के साथ। टिल देन यू गाइस स्टे कूल, स्टे टाइट एंड ऑफ कोर्स लिव लाइफ ह्यूमन साइज।